Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all shapes and sizes, welcome to this week's episode of Cascadia Hockey Podcast. We're still in quarantine. We're kind of over it. That's all I got to say about that.
It's some fucking bullshit.
Yes, we rambled a lot this week, but we covered some fun topics. It was good. You want to know what they are? Listen to the episode. This week's music brought to you by the Epic Beardmen. Track's called Take a Break. From the album This Was Supposed to Be Fun, strangefamousrecords.com. Go there and buy stuff. Small business needs your help. Speaking of small business.
And before you move on to there, that's actually a pretty fitting song. Did you come up with that all because of the episode?
Yes.
Smart, smart, smart.
I know.
So speaking of small business, support us, buriedpuckthreads.com, and join us in Facebook in our own private group, Cascadia Hockey Club. We would love to have you in there. We talk lots of hockey stuff and other shit too. Come join us and have fun listening.
Bye.
MCs, take a break. DJs, take a break. To my Twitter bots, take a break. You got the hot takes, but take a break. Tell the girl with the hula hoop, take a break. While you at it, tell your life coach, take a break. Oh, you live streaming? Take a break. Hey, yo, big man, do what the sign says. This is the last time I'm doing this. Whack mama to the lids, half a mind to
Good morning and a welcome to Cascadia Hockey Podcast. I am Aaron Piper. I am doing this today, I guess. I'm emceeing because our good buddy Corey had to go be an adult. I don't even know what that feels like anymore, to be an adult.
Who works anymore? Who actually goes to a job and works?
Yeah, I mean, I do, but I don't go to the job to work.
Right.
So, but anyway, we're here with our 80% crew today. My lovely wife, Anya Piper, sitting next to me. She's happy that it's, 69 plus 2 this week, episode 69 plus 2.
Yeah, baby.
How you doing?
Good. Hey, boys.
Yo.
Hi.
And then there's so much energy this morning.
I know, really. Like it's, I'm here.
I know. I'm here. That's all that matters, right? It's all about just showing up.
I'm here so I don't get fined.
Yeah.
Here. I'll do the whole.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm just here so I don't get fined.
For those of you that are just listening and not watching, Kyle just put his hood up. So, number 86, the regular guy, Mr. Derek Schoenrock, back fresh from somewhere in the mountains that nobody really knows where the location is.
That's right. Somewhere.
It's perfect.
In an undisclosed location.
Celebrating that
Pulled up.
that Memorial Day.
Did some fishing, did some foraging.
I feel like your room needs to be red.
Why?
I don't know. You just seem like a red guy.
Red.
Okay.
That's just the blood pressure in my cheek.
Didn't take the I didn't take my pills this morning. And then the man, the myth, the legend, the Zamboni driver, Mr. Kyle.
Me.
Mr. Kyle Houtz.
You said man, myth, legend. I wasn't sure. I didn't think I was. Yeah. Hi,
You're
guys.
like, do we have a special
Where you
guest
going
today
with
or
that?
something? I don't know.
What?
Who?
Someone behind me?
Yeah, we're alive. We're well. Everybody have a good Memorial Day.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I did.
There was a lot of celebrating in an Irish way for it being Memorial Day. If y'all know what I mean. A lot of little. Never mind. Okay, NHL. We're going to hop right into it because we are a hockey podcast, by the way. NHL released a really long memo yesterday, I believe. I don't know, maybe a couple days ago.
It's like a 22-page memo or something.
Yes.
Who actually read that?
I read it.
You read every single word.
I did.
You didn't just skim it.
I didn't just skim it. I read every single word.
Okay,
Well,
when?
hold on.
Because
This morning.
He downloaded the version that just had the pictures.
I wish I would have seen that version. I didn't get any pictures.
And it was 140 pages.
Nice.
One picture per page.
Was it finger painted? So I'm getting frustrated with like everything, the way it's being worded right now. And I'm not just talking hockey, I'm just talking life. But it's like all these plans are coming together, but it's like, here's what we want to do. We just don't know when we're going to do it. And that's what I want to hear. I want to hear, when are you going to do it? And I know there's a lot of variables to that right now. So, excuse me, we won't get too far into that. But they released phase 2. I wish I could find that memo again. I was trying to pull it up on my computer, and now I can't find it. But anyway, it goes down a full long list of things that the teams are going to have to do. Phase 2 is more or less just opening up the facilities to people to use. It's not even gameplay. It's not any of that. It's really to get guys back in, to get treatment, to get them back on the ice, to get them skating. They can only have like 6 players together at a time.
Which it's okay, I think, for that aspect of it. I mean, there's that many people on the ice.
Sure. So we're doing this by lines and goalies. So line 1 and a goalie, line 2 and a goalie. Is that what we're saying?
Well, then just have the defense work together and.
Okay, here's my question. Here's the thinking that I want to hear what you guys have to say about this. There is so much disinfecting. There is so much cleaning. There is so much temperature taking. There is so much stuff that just has to happen. How do you think the players are feeling? I mean, are players like, man, we're excited to get back to this? Or are players like, let's get this over with?
I don't think anyone's like really excited to get. I mean, we're excited to have hockey back, sure, but like it's going to take some work, and I think players understand that there's no normal situation to return to.
Yeah, there's no easy button, right?
Yeah. There's nothing about this that's going to be like easy or fun or like, you know, what we all want it to be.
Yeah.
So my camera settings here.
So that's kind of what I'm getting at, though. Is this becoming more of a chore, even for the fans? I mean, I'm excited. I haven't watched any NASCAR or anything recently, but it's kind of cool to know that there's live sports happening.
Dude, I promised myself I would not mention it one time today.
It's all good.
You just vomited it out.
It's all good, man. I mean, it's like I really, the first weekend they started back at Darlington that Sunday, I was going to watch just to see, you know, how they're handling it with no fans in the crowd. I've watched a couple of the MMA things. It seems to work. But a lot of, and this is aesthetically, in my opinion, that arena, you can keep everything dark around it, you know, and then just kind of put all the lights in the octagon there. But I mean, NASCAR track, you're going around. It's got to be a little weird to pan past the grandstand and not see anybody sitting there.
Really weird. And, you know, like I said, the media is limited. So normally there would be like 10 pit reporters for Fox on pit lane. They're covering pit stops and each one would cover 2 or 3 cars. There's 2. There's only 2 for the whole pit lane.
Wow.
You know, Victory Lane is just really sad. It's like, you know what I mean?
It's like the driver and a person.
Yeah, it used to be the confetti and the girls, you know, handing out the trophy and the sponsor banners and 8,000 people and pictures and beer, and it's just the winner by himself with a mask on and one reporter holding a microphone on a boom 6 feet away from him asking him questions. So it's sad, but at the end of the day, I mean, they ran the Coca-Cola 600, which is probably the second biggest race of the year. It's the longest race that NASCAR runs, 600 miles.
Yeah.
It's still a crown jewel, and it still means a whole hell of a lot to the drivers to win that one. You know what I mean? That's a resume builder.
Yeah.
So yeah, at the end of the day, I think if the hockey players feel like they're safe and they're going to be able to protect their families by going and playing, I think that the Stanley Cup will mean just as much. I don't think it will be tarnished at all.
Yeah, I think people are still kind of like, oh, it's not going to be a true Stanley Cup win. It's like, do you realize how many times that Stanley Cup has been awarded under different circumstances?
Through wars. I mean, we're talking World War I.
Through other pandemics.
This isn't the Stanley Cup's first rodeo, okay? Like, the Stanley Cup has been through some shit.
Mm-hmm.
That thing is old. You better believe it's gone through lockouts, short seasons, different playoff settings, like everything. Like, don't say that it's not a true Stanley Cup win. That's horseshit.
I already did.
I know. But
Last
you're
week.
Canceled season in the
Wow.
20s?
Was that?
Wasn't there a canceled season in the 20s from a pandemic, from like the Spanish flu or something? Didn't they cancel the season?
Well,
Yeah, and it says on there. It says like
Montreal and
canceled-
Seattle ended in a tie. But
Yeah.
the season wasn't canceled, though. That was the remainder of the Stanley Cup Finals was canceled. They were already at like game 5 or something, and they were at like a 2-2 tie. But then everybody got Spanish flu, and I believe a couple players actually died from it.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Both teams had like 3 guys that were healthy or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
now I think it just says like 1918-19 asterisk ended in a tie or something like that. So I still think like awarding the Stanley Cup is important, but this is something I hadn't thought about till literally about 5 minutes ago. We talk about empty arenas. Think about the lack of fanfare when the cup gets awarded. Like
Yeah.
that is a special moment. Is there handshake lines anymore? To me, the handshake lines is one of the coolest traditions of hockey
Yeah.
with the playoffs.
I think
Now
they'll
we don't
skate
have
by
that.
each other. They'll
Do
probably
like a stick tap.
yeah, they'll do a skate by or maybe a stick tap. But yeah, I think not only that, I mean, I think handshakes might be gone forever in society. I mean,
Maybe.
You know, the thing that I think is what we're going to see that might be really cool is that the players, just like a lot of people during all this, have come up with really unique and sometimes heartwarming ways to still express, signs of gratitude or affection toward one another in different ways. And, I wouldn't be surprised if the players came up with something really cool to kind of like show the respect that they have for one another. Like I don't doubt that one bit without handshakes being an option. So
Yeah.
I do have pulled up on my stream right now. It says 1919 Montreal Canadiens, Seattle Metropolitans series not completed is what it says on the Stanley Cup.
Gotcha.
And that part is permanent. That's on the top part that doesn't change or rotate.
Oh, wow.
So,
Wow.
that's awesome.
yep,
That's really
that
cool.
is on there forever.
Wow. Well, you're right. I agree. I think you bring up a good point. Players will find a way to not have, I would say, to have fun with it. The fun part's kind of going away this year, to be honest. It's going to be enjoyable to watch. There's going to be good competition. But I mean, I'm still interested to hear like what the hockey gods say you can and can't do on the ice. I mean, how is the sport going to look different, like really different when it comes back?
What I'm excited for is so in these empty arenas on this tiny ice, they're gonna pick up like everything these players say. So it's gonna be
I know.
we are gonna hear some chirps, boys and lady. It's gonna be awesome, man, because they're still gonna be chirping at each other.
Oh, yeah.
And
I
we're
think-
gonna hear it all.
I think they're gonna be really good about censoring a lot of it. Like
They're going to have to.
There is always a delay. There is always a delay
Yeah.
from what's happening on the ice to the truck to the broadcast. There's always some kind of delay to censor just in case. Doesn't always work because we always happen to find like the occasional "you fucker," kind of like
Yeah.
chirp or something from the coach to the ref or whatever. We still hear those, but like I think they're going to be like extra cautious on it this time around.
I think it's kind of unique if you think about it. It's both opinions where like just end it. I'm on that bucket there. And I
Just
will
want to pay.
No, I don't have a problem paying, but I ain't paying you until that first game's played. Just an FYI. Anyways, and by paying I mean sending gift cards as coffee. So, but you know what? At the end of the day, it's like the frustrations, the trying to figure it out. I honestly think this is trying to figure it out for a new normal. Like,
Oh, don't! I fucking hate that term.
I know, and I know you hate it and stuff like that, but it's like I seriously don't think. I think we're gonna have to adapt to a new way that we watch hockey.
So-
that we attend hockey games at least for a while. I just think
With anything.
Yeah.
I'm with you, Anya. I
hate
can't
it. I fucking hate it.
I
Yeah.
don't think you're gonna see concerts with 20,000 people anymore.
No,
I mean, I think they're going to cut that in half, and they're going to be lines on the floor. And I mean, I seriously think it could be that involved where they don't want you rubbing up against people. I don't know how they're going to police that, when the curtain drops and Metallica unleashes 800,000 watts of power in your face. But it's just going to be interesting, man, with sporting events. Are we going to 2 per family, and then skip a seat, and then 2 and skip a seat.
But then what about behind you and in front of you? And I don't know. I know we've talked about this before, and I personally hate it. I think they just call it a wash and then move on and trying to figure out what the next seasons hold. I'm ready for that instead of what could be, what we should do, what will be, and blah, 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 blah.
That's all we have.
Yeah.
That's all we have right now.
Yeah.
I got no place else to go.
It's all I have. Did you guys see that video of the guy that was like playing Call of Duty and his girlfriend came in and like unplugged the thing and she was like, "This is all you do," and he's like, "It's all I have." I was like, "Oh God, dude, no."
No, but I did stumble on one where dudes were like playing their video games and it was like their girlfriends would, and it didn't show any nudity, but their girlfriends would walk in with just a towel on and they would drop their towel, and just to see the reaction of what the boyfriends would do.
And I have,
entertaining.
Out of all those, they were good boyfriends because all of them like,
Yes.
I'm gone. I'll be back.
yeah, I saw that. Majority of them were like, "I gotta go, guys."
I loved it. I was waiting for the one dude to be like, "Hold on, babe. I'll get there in just a second." I was like, "Oh, you're fucking dead, dude. You're fucking dead." Here's a good question, and I'll jab a little fun at it. Do you guys think this is all just one big conspiracy to get fighting out of the game of hockey?
Ha! What?
No.
Okay. You guys didn't grab onto that. I'm like, I'm just fucking around here. But hey,
I know.
all the fighting guys have got to be like, hey, this is looking pretty good. We get rid of that now. So, because there's no way you're going to get into a scrum at this point.
I don't know how that can even happen.
What, to have a fight?
There's gonna be fights on the ice regardless.
See, that's what I'm interested to see what comes out in phase 3.
The passion that I see hockey, and granted, I'm at the whole WHL level, and if that's even a fraction of what the NHL is, the passion, the desire and the push to just go and be, I'm serious. How can you not fight in a game?
That's where the question, I mean, is there going to be any fun left for the players this year?
I think.
Oh, go ahead, Kyle.
I mean, I think the players are still going to enjoy being back on the ice regardless. Like, honestly, I couldn't tell you how much I would love to just put on his pair of skates and just go skate. Like,
nothing's open there, no rinks or anything at this point.
So as far as I know, the practice ice is out, but the public ice next to it is still in.
But is it open? Is it available to even? Can you even go
that?
to it? Can you even go to it right now?
No. And then the ice over at T-Mobile Arena is still in, and we've got like one person throughout the week. They rotate who it is, but who just does a couple floods on the ice just to keep it maintained and like, you know, in good shape just in case.
Yeah.
So, I mean, which brings me to my next point is the possibility of Vegas being a host city for at least the Pacific Division.
Yeah.
There's a lot of talk about that going around, and it's clearly doable with all the hotels we have nearby. I saw a comparison chart of like lodging in each city that's been mentioned, and we blow everybody out of the water easily because I mean the arena is right on the strip. It's right on the strip. There are 5 hotels within rock throwing distance. You know, it's like you can't. It's a no-brainer, honestly. And I'm not saying that just because I work here and I would love to go back to work. It's just a no-brainer overall. It makes sense that players return here, you know, or we're a host city for at least the Pacific, you know, that makes sense. And we've also, you know, just talking with the other guys that I work with, we were wondering if it's like, how will it look though? Like, if we're a host city for anything, are we going to have to swap out our main ice logo? Or are we going to have to change to more NHL neutral things? Like, if we end up hosting the Stanley Cup here, even if our team's not there, are we going to keep the Golden Ice logo in the middle of the ice? Is that like, how's that going to work? Like,
I would imagine it would just be a NHL branded thing.
Yeah. And I'm hoping we just leave it the way it is, because that center ice logo is 4 different sheets.
Wow.
Yeah, it's huge, and it was a pain in the ass to was a pain in the ass to put together. Like I look at it, there's a part that it just overlaps by like a eighth of an inch where it overlaps, and you can see it if you're standing right over it and you're looking hard enough. You wouldn't notice it otherwise, but like if you look down and you could see it, and I'm just like, it gets my like inner OCD going, and
Kyle's just like throwing up out the. I can't.
There are spots on the ice, I can point them out, that you can't see on TV, and you can't see like when you're like even in the first row. But there's like stains and stuff from like, I think the first concert we had. No, it was a UFC event. It was over the ice. It was the first time we put anything on top of the ice after we made it. Somebody spilled vodka and it went down to the concrete. It like seeped in and through, and it went down to the concrete. And there's like a stain there of whatever bullshit flavor they mixed it with, and we haven't been able to get it out. We haven't been able to cover it. Nothing. It's just there, and we're just like, well, fuck it. So there's a slightly like different color of stain. It's like center. It's in the neutral zone. It's just below center ice, and I see it every time I step on the ice, and it bothers me. And then there's another one by the Zam Gate, because there's a lot of shit going on near the Zam Gate. Shit happens. So there's another stain over there. I think that's more rust off of like, I don't know, blade or something.
Yeah.
Chipper or something. I don't know what it is, but I don't like it. I don't like looking at it. I wasn't there when it got stained, but yeah.
There's shit on the outside of the Zam.
That's what I was going to say. Are we calling the Zam entrance the toilet now? Is that what that is?
Yeah.
How's your? Are you in pretty good contact with your crew and all that? I mean,
we went out safely, socially distanced to the desert the other day, and shot firearms at the mountain that was there. So yeah, it was.
Damn you, mountain!
Damn you! Bring me hockey. I don't know why I feel like it's the mountain's fault, but it was good. It was really, really good to see, familiar faces again.
Yeah.
Like, in person. It was. I couldn't tell you how good that was to just like see people I recognize, again. And we talked a little bit about what we thought might happen. And, the ice manager called me the other day, and we talked for about 20 minutes. And it's good to kind of like be hopeful, I guess. Like, I don't like getting my hopes up for stuff, but it's good to be hopeful for the possibilities. Looking in my chat, it looks like Logan says LA has recently been brought up as a host city as well. I know they were considering like 2 per division, but we'll see.
Florida's another one.
What's that?
Florida, I believe Miami. They're looking.
Yeah, I can see that one.
Yeah,
I can see that for sure. Down in Sunrise.
Yeah.
And then Dan here, Spaceman Spiff says there's a lot of temptations in Sin City for players. Then that's true.
But how many of those are going to be available?
Right? Are they open? Like
they are. MGM is getting ready to open back up. Venetian's supposed to open up next week, I think. Obviously with, social distancing things in mind too. There's a lot of like all the tables have like the cashier kind of like plexiglass thing going on. And there's only going to be so many machines open, there's only going to be so many spots on tables open and available. So hopefully they only allow certain things in areas. Like I think they're going to be okay. I think they're going to do it right, and hopefully nobody gets sick from it. But it will only time will tell. Only this first run we'll find out. So
there's definitely temptations, obviously, for the players. But here's the deal: like, I think the gravity of this is probably set in, and if they're fortunate enough to be able to play hockey again, I think there will be curfews and stuff, and I think these guys will play by the rules. And you're gonna have that one jackass, like that one Dennis Rodman that disappears to Monday Nitro or something during the middle of the Eastern Conference Finals. But
yeah, well, and also like a lot of the players in the Pacific Division, if we're like a Pacific host, they've already been here. They've done the sights and sounds. I think right now they just want to get this done.
Sure.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
Anyway, that's my soapbox statement. Thank you for listening. And
good night, everybody.
Good night, Toronto.
I am not a crook.
Hey, did you know that the NWHL has a new team. I know this is not
Ooh,
the
they
girls hockey podcast, but I know it's in Toronto, and they're calling it.
The Toronto Six.
Yep, it's gonna be so rad. I am stoked.
Yep.
Of course, we don't know what it's gonna look like, but a 6 team and it's just growing, and I'm so excited. Listen to West Side Story, which will be going on next week.
Yeah, we'll talk a little bit more about that. That's a whole nother issue, the PWHPA versus the NWHL. Who knows what's going on with that?
It's no different than any other major sports league has faced. You had the NFL and the AFL. You had, the ABA and the NBA.
Oh, yeah.
The NHL and the WHL, or not the WHL, the WHA, the World Hockey Association.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So every startup league usually has competition, and then one eats the other, and then it's fine.
And then they all
It'll
sing.
shake out eventually.
Well, this isn't so much competition as far as a bunch of players from the NWHL left and boycotting the NWHL, and it's like,
Yeah.
Anyway.
But that was the same way with the NHL and the WHA. I mean, they
really
took what's his name, Brett or Bobby Hull. Bobby Hull wanted more money, and the WHA said, "Okay, you can have $1 million a year." And he's like, "Okay, I'm going to go play for the WHA." And that was the big thing there that made the NHL say, "Oh, we should probably change some things to keep these players around."
You know what? At the end of the day, the more women's hockey that's out there, I can get behind. I'm excited about
Absolutely.
it, so I think it's going to be great.
I'm looking at their logo, and it's such a slick logo. I
know
love it.
it's sleek. It's and they are already recruiting some great talent. So I'm super excited to see where that goes. But,
well, and being called the Six, the Toronto Six pays homage. So
yeah,
I like that. Derek's gone. He's over it. He doesn't
So what
like
it
talking
says
about
right here,
women's hockey.
I pulled it up on the NWHL site. It says the team name, of course, draws its inspiration from one of Toronto's nicknames. The name also works perfectly for hockey since a full complement of players on the ice at a time for a team of 6.
Yeah, that's awesome.
and then the original 6, right? I mean, the original
Yeah, that's what they're
6
talking about
okay.
with Toronto being one of the original 6. So
Yeah, it's so rad. I'm so excited, and
Yeah.
it's definitely
Now-
a bright spot.
Now, with the Toronto 6 unveiling their logo and their
I
jersey
know.
for weeks, what do you think Seattle's thinking at this point?
I think Seattle's thinking, damn, we didn't know it was going to go on this long. We might have shot ourselves in the foot. I don't believe that. They still have plenty of time.
Yeah.
But I think now they're in a position where it's not going to be as much fanfare as what they would have had 3 months ago.
no, and that's what like I'm saying. We got to
They
figure it
can't-
out.
They can't wait for this public unveiling. They really can't.
Because like our state in Washington, obviously they're going through their 4 phases, and before it gets to that point of when we're actually able to be all back at 100%, I mean the new season's starting.
Phase 4 ain't going to happen in Washington until the year 2025. So at the rate we're going right now. But I mean, seriously, they could probably get to a point where you could do something there, like in the middle of Seattle Center. There's a lot of wide open space there, but you'd have to do crowd control. It'd probably be a ticketed sort of thing. You could do, but it's not going to be anything like what Vegas did. You're not going to have that sort of fanfare.
You know what I think they should do? I mean, what they do often is they do things with the Space Needle. They raise a flag at the Space Needle for special events. They do things on the wheel. They do things like projections and stuff against like the other stadiums. I don't see any reason why that can't take over the city for a day. Like why the NHL team's unveiling can't be the flag on the Space Needle, can't be the colors shown on the wheel, like big TVs that are all over the city. Like why can't that take over the city?
You can
for a
do
day?
so much, especially now online. Everybody's online. Everybody's learning how to get online. You could do Zooms. You could do online sharing. And you could have, I'm talking about like Seattle, say, okay, everybody, here's the unveiling. Woo, we'll get all excited. And then go do live videos on your own feeds and then share it with us. I mean, there is so much you could do now that everybody's practically online.
And I don't doubt that this has been considered.
Yeah.
I don't doubt that at all. Like, we speculate about what the NHL is doing, and we know that they're talking every day. We know that people are like best and brightest are thinking about things and trying to come up with the best possible solution. And even though these solutions aren't, perfect or most liked, it's I think the best that can be done is being done and talked about and
for sure,
critiqued. So
there's smarter people than us sitting there talking about
absolutely.
all this.
This is all speculation.
Yeah, and so I like that the Toronto Six has kind of shown, hey, this is what we are, this is what we look like. Jerseys are coming soon. I love their color scheme, obviously, because it's actually pretty close to the Golden Knights.
I know, right?
and it's and I think it's refreshing. It's refreshing to see that kind of stuff. And people, as much as I was kind of behind Seattle delaying the name unveiling, I think at this point, I think it's definitely more necessary than ever. I think people deserve it, and I'm not saying Seattle's dragging their feet, but there's a reason for it. There's a reason they're doing what they're doing, and I can't really hold them against that. So
yeah. What do you think, Derek? You look like you had an opinion on it. No opinion?
Oh, no, I was going to say, he brought up the Space Needle and stuff. I remember one year for the Apple Cup, which is the University of Washington Fuskies and my Washington State University Cougars. They painted the entire top of the Space Needle.
Oh, wow.
Crimson,
How cool.
with the Cougar head logo. And there was above shots looking down on the Space Needle, and it was completely painted with the WSU logo, and it was awesome.
Wow.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I just pulled that up. Holy shit.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that
something like that would be badass to announce the logo.
I'm assuming the Cougs won that year.
Honestly, probably not.
You don't even know.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying with having the Cougs logo painted in Husky territory, that's pretty big.
Well, what's funny is there's a ton of major Seattle executives and CEOs of companies that are Washington State University graduates.
True.
And so there's a huge Cougar contingent over there. So somebody knew somebody to pull that off. But it was just really cool to see, in the heart of Seattle. It was pretty fun.
They'll do something. The day it was announced, they raised the NHL flag up, at the top of the Space Needle, and all that stuff. There will definitely be stuff that can happen. You can light up. I believe you can probably do the lights for the colors of it, lighten up the bottom of the Space Needle. I don't know. They'll do something. They'll make it work in this the way society is now. And the fact of the matter is, we're all going to go buy hats and jerseys and all that shit anyway. It doesn't matter. So,
dude, and I said this, man, I think when I first joined the podcast, that I'm still not convinced that there isn't some affiliation with the original team. The only nuggets we're getting right now is that they're still working out the legal stuff. And for this to drag on now, and if they're still working out legal stuff, we know it's probably not going to be Metropolitans because there's a division in the NHL called Metropolitans, but that doesn't mean that that they're not trying to get the logo likeness or the color scheme or something like that still. I still think that's a possibility. I think have not written that off.
I think that S will be a secondary logo.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You got to pay homage to the history.
Yeah, I said that all along. I don't have any problem paying homage. Just don't say it's the Seattle Metropolitans or the Seattle Totems or anything.
But you know what? At this point, I'd be like, let's go, whatever the name is.
I still cannot understand people's I'm trying to think of a more appropriate term for this. Just absolute
disdain, dislike.
No, other opposite of that. Just
love,
excitement,
love.
Absolute hard on for the Totems.
I don't know either.
Because it's a hard piece of wood. A hard on for a hard piece of wood. I mean, there you go.
Points to you, babe.
No, I know what you mean. I wonder if there's some level of. No, I'm not even going to.
There's already a team named Totems.
I think people
correct?
just want to root for something, so they're just jumping on a side. They just
let's just go jump on Team Kraken then.
The guys that have the rights to the Metropolitans and all that.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't tell. There's a number there. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Everybody's got a number.
Yeah.
And I just think
for sure
they got to be working on something. Whether it's, if it was me. Give me a small chunk of cash and give me a couple of % on the merchandise. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's a paycheck for life, healthy paycheck.
They want, from what I understand, I've talked to the guy before too. he came to Tri-Cities one time, and the guy that's got the rights to it. And from what I understand, he didn't tell me this, but he wants a lot of money for it, like an absurd amount of money.
Hey, he speculated. I mean, that's capitalism. I got nothing against him for doing that.
Not at all.
And if an NHL franchise wants to use it, I absolutely think he should get paid. But
his price tag, I think, made them be like, oh, never mind.
Well, that's where everybody starts. I mean, come on, this is big business. Everybody says, give me $1 trillion. And then it's 250,000 and 2% on merchandise or something. You know, I mean, like, I don't know. I'm just saying,
okay.
I still kind of hope. Part of me hopes. At least I love those colors, and I love that S logo and the Seattle.
What were their colors? Because all I can think about is that red and green.
Yeah, like a green and red.
No, I would not wear that. Those two colors are gross together.
Those are Christmas colors. Those are the best colors in the world.
I am going to have to be like, I'm out.
No, you would.
I will wear orange.
They will make so I won't.
I will wear orange proudly.
I wouldn't wear it the way they had it color schemed, like a prison uniform.
Okay, so then you have to do it very well. Okay,
they'll do something different. It'll be more
the
modern.
wild, right? They're kind of a red and green.
Yeah, they are.
That if you could, I can get behind that. I'm thinking of the history. I'm like, that's just gross.
It was
I've seen concepts of the concepts that people have come up with. There was one that really stood out. Let's see, concept.
While you're looking that up, let me go back to Derek's point for a second. And this is what we all have to think about. Capitalism for sure. This guy right now is selling hats, hoodies, and socks with Metropolitan logo on them.
I have the socks.
I've got a hoodie, and I think I've got a beanie too. That's where he's making money off of it right now. For the NHL to come and say, here's 7-8 figure check for you. I think at some point he will crack. Oh, did you see what I did there?
They still want it at that time.
Mm-hmm. I've got a cool one right here. If you guys can see the stream, it's it takes out the stripes across the whole jersey and just puts it in a circle logo, and I think that looks pretty cool.
Nice.
But it's not the one I saw earlier. Oh, it was kind of something like this, where it's like it's like the Seattle typical colors. It's more Seahawk colors, but the third jersey is more of the throwback.
Gotcha. That's the other thing too. We talked about the Penguins, I think, last week, and Pittsburgh in general. It's like how everything is together there with color schemes and all that. Do you think that there would be the opportunity here? Because I mean, like the Seahawks and the Sounders, I believe, have the same color schemes, right?
Yeah.
The Mariners, the not so much. They're kind of on their own.
It's still kind of in that area, though. It's in that ballpark. Get it?
Yeah. Can you rent it for $1,500 a night? Also,
the Seawolves, the rugby team, they have. I got it. It took me a second. The Seawolves, the rugby team, they also have the same color scheme too.
Okay.
And then now here's the other thing though. The Sonics had a slightly different one. They had the green, they had the emerald, but they had yellow also. Oh
yeah.
But here's my thing. I'm still convinced that we are seeing one of the team's colors already. That red that's in their social media, the logo itself.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I think we're seeing that color already.
We've seen it a lot, that's for sure.
Well, let's see where. Oh man, I gotta keep moving my window thing over. Yeah, like this color right here. I got it on my stream. It's that red that we see in the Seattle.
Yeah.
Like I feel like that's a team color right there, and people are convinced that that's like a Sockeyes thing, which I could see that, but I don't. I highly doubt it'll be named after a fish.
I have a feeling we're going to be blown away. I really do. No matter what happens, just the creative team around it. Just the creative area. Being up here in the Pacific Northwest, there's so many design firms, and
they're gonna nail it. Yeah. They're gonna nail it. We know.
Yep.
I mean, I'm still on Team Kraken. I kind of hope it is, but I'm not going to be sad if it isn't.
Or just have a freaking Kraken as the mascot. I mean, come on.
In the words of Derek, that's fucking bullshit.
Well, here's the deal. I could definitely compromise. Just what you said. Like, I'd be fine with the mascot being a ridiculous, like, mythical fucking squid octopus thing. That's fine.
I just want
don't
the
want it to be
pirates.
the name. I just don't.
I'm still like thinking Kraken with a sockeye for a mascot kind of thing, you know?
Mm.
Oh, the other way. Okay.
They could totally do it. Well, I mean, seriously, like there are fish mascots out there, so you could do the fish mascot, and there are several teams that have a mascot that doesn't exactly correlate to the logo or the overall symbolism of a team. You know,
I mean, Gritty doesn't. I love Gritty, but he doesn't correlate with anything. So
nobody knows what he is.
He reminds me of Cookie Monster.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I get that vibe too.
Something totally out of left field that's very well known for the Puget Sound is the Willapa Bay oysters.
Oh yeah.
So I think we could be the Seattle Oysters. Just the logo would just be a big
Wait,
raw,
that's an actual team name?
gooey oyster, huh?
That's an actual team name?
No, we could be, is what he's saying.
Willapa Bay is a little inlet in the Puget Sound where these
Oh.
little famous oysters come from. I think, hey, why not? Why can't we be the oysters, the mighty oysters?
Oh,
Huh.
my God. Now, I could also see a Viking theme name too.
Okay.
Vikings were never here.
No. Although
Neither were.
There's a lot of Scandinavian influence in the Seattle area. The town called Polsbo is basically called Little Scandinavia, and one of the early major businesses in Seattle is Nordstrom.
Nordstrom. Oh yeah.
And not saying that they're going to name themselves the Nordstroms, but like.
Yeah, considering I think Nordstrom just went out of business.
Yeah,
didn't they?
right.
They were up again and closed a bunch of things.
Yeah.
But there is a lot of Scandinavian influence in Seattle. You know, despite the fact that Vikings never really landed there.
I think they have to do something to represent the entire state, not an area.
Or the entire region, really.
Or the region, yeah.
I think that's what they'll lean towards,
Yeah.
obviously. Like, I think that's going to be more of like the case, but I'm not ruling out the possibility that they go like way out of left field. Like,
No, I'm not either. We have speculated. Every other fucking podcast out there has speculated. Every blogger has speculated. We've all speculated. There's a good chance that they come up with something that none of us even talked about, even thought about. And that is what kind of excites me. I would love to see something like that.
That would be pretty cool.
yeah.
So,
I know we only have a little bit, like
couple
a few
more minutes, yeah.
But I came across an article this morning, and it's from USA Hockey, and I love it because I can't remember the title of what I read to you, but pretty much it's what's wrong with having fun in the game. And here's a little snippet. The word fun, as it can be used for many different things, for parents, coaches, and all. And we're specifically talking hockey and stuff like that. But when people go and play and they think they're having too much fun, they think they're not working hard. They're not not serious about the competition. But two people came to mind, because Aaron and I were talking about this morning about that. You got Bush on the Americans, and then you got Parker Coyne, who's a previous.
Well, we talked a little bit too about
Razzie too. When I watched both of them on the ice, Parker was serious. There was no goofing off. There was no playing. There was no like, he doesn't chirp very much, or at least not when I remember watching him.
No,
and then
doesn't.
Bush, oh my God, he's hilarious. He's fun. He's fast. He is chirping. He is jabbing. But both of them, from when I've met them, take the game serious. They're very much into competition. They very much want to win. So the two vast approaches to this, they're both having fun, but it's different. But it's interesting to something that, because I didn't grow up in sports. Our kids weren't, the only person that really played sports was our oldest, who played football. So like that culture I was never really part of, but you two and my lovely husband was. So what's your sentiment on that? Do you think that if the players in there and is goofing around like Bush does and can, that he's having too much fun and not taking the game seriously? Or is it the other way around, where if you're too serious and you're not really having fun with the game, because why do anything if you don't have fun? But anyways, what's your guys' thoughts?
I mean, you're playing a sport. You're playing a game as a profession. Well, and as far as I've seen, like players who have fun with the game play better. If you're having fun with the game, I mean, it doesn't even have to be sports. Like if you're having fun doing something, it requires like a level of talent to play it, like a video game or a sport, or like anything, instruments. If you're having fun, it's better. It's a better result overall. Like, I mean, look at Marc-Andre Fleury. I don't think he stopped smiling ever. Like, you always see the man smiling.
Yeah.
And he's having fun. He's in his 30s. He's kind of like past where a goalie should be in their prime, and he's still killing it. And he's just having fun with the game. Like, he has fun, and it's like,
and he's won Stanley Cup championship, so he obviously is serious about it.
Yeah. So like, people, there's a way to take the game seriously, but still enjoy what you do. Like, the comments I see online, like when you see like a player out golfing or something, and a player is like some asshat goes in there and comments, "You should be in the ice, not out having fun."
Yeah.
Like, fuck off. Like, people who believe that the players shouldn't have leisure time, like, fuck out of here.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, that's all I have to say. Fuck
yeah, I it's just to me, I don't think there's a right or wrong answer. Honestly, I think it's the personality of the individual, right? I've played on 100%. Teams where everything was tight and serious, and for me, it wasn't that much fun because no one was screwing around.
Right.
But I've played on teams that were loose and joking around and playing pranks, and we're beating the shit out of each other in 15-passenger vans as we're driving across the state for a baseball tournament. And we won, and everyone had fun. So it just depends on the personality of the team. It depends on the personality, I guess, of the leadership of the team, being the leadership in the players and the coaches. But yeah, I don't think there's a right or wrong answer. I mean, I just finished the Last Dance, the Michael Jordan documentary, which was fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, he wasn't having fun unless they were winning everything, because he was that serious about winning. So, but to everyone else, he was an asshole because he was an asshole because he wanted everyone to fucking pay attention and win.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know.
That's interesting. That's a very interesting thing to say, and I agree with it, because there are some players that are so different, but you can't all be serious and win.
Okay, so I think then maybe the question is looking at leadership of the team. And you talk about captains and coaches and stuff. We've all heard the stories now that Mike Babcock was a terrible coach to play for, and how many players have said he ruined my development. And, they still talk about how he affected Mitch Marner's game early on in his career. Is it on the coach to set that tone, or, do you really believe that Phil Jackson would have set the tone above Michael Jordan?
I think that the coach and the general manager needs to evaluate each team coming into camp every year and decide what's going to be best for the team.
Sure.
Do I got a bunch of young guys and I got to just stay on them all the time and let's get to work and blah, blah, blah? Do I got a veteran team that they can have a day off here and there and they can go golfing and we're going to be better because everything's loose and they're dicking around? So that's where I think the coach can make the difference. I don't think that you can always be hard and fast. I mean, everybody wanted to play for Lou Piniella in baseball because he was a player's coach, and it was always light and loose and fun. But when it was time to get serious, he'd hammer your ass, you know? Phil Jackson, he was a freaking hippie. He was a Zen hippie. He was just like, kumbaya, everybody get along. And he kind of let the players police themselves, which in turn created great results. Yeah. But I don't know. There's so many factors. It's hard just to make a hard, fast rule.
Well, if you guys are ever interested in, check it out. USA Hockey. It's pretty much.
We can post a link later.
Yeah. Q&A. Yeah, what does fun mean?
For me, when it stopped being fun, I quit playing.
Yes.
I played so much baseball, and summers where we would play 39 games in 32 days and give up every summer while my friends are having fun. Yeah. And I had a chance to go play at CBC junior college. I wasn't great. I was average, at everything. Couple practices in, I'm like, this is a business now. This is serious. This is, I'm out. It's not fun. Yeah. It's just, it wasn't fun for me anymore, and I was just ready to move on.
Yeah. I didn't enjoy. I mean, it's not nothing against the sport. I love watching baseball, but like I didn't enjoy playing it. I hated going to practices. I only wanted to play games, and I wasn't very good. I think I was in 6th grade was the last time I played baseball. Like I would get so close to like knocking it out of the park. I got so close a couple times. And one time I got robbed over the fence, like a kid leapt over the fence and robbed my home run. And, I was like, can't be mad at that, I guess.
See Kyle throw the bat at home plate, be like, fuck, and just walk off.
We got crushed by this team, right? And the coach gave the game ball to his son, who got, I think, the only double in the game. And he felt like that. Well, no, I don't even think he got that. It was something stupid. I was like, really? You're going to give it to him? Like, I'm not like, hey, I deserve it more. But like, I felt like it was super shitty. And, as much as, baseball wasn't fun,
And on that note,
and on that note, we're gonna. No, here's what we're gonna say, because there's a lot of questions.
Coach's kid.
There's a lot of questions over the next several weeks of what's gonna actually be fun. So let's just all, let's just kind of try to take it in stride. I'm excited.
Right now, this is fun. This is fun for me.
Well, I appreciate it.
That's
Just
good to
keeps
know.
me sane.
Today was a little hard. I think just because we partied pretty hard yesterday on Memorial Day, but I'm with you guys. This is fun, and we're gonna keep having fun with it. I'm excited to see where this goes. I'm a little worried to see where this goes and what could happen, what the future looks like. But at the same time, that's what's really cool is it's the future, and we have no fucking clue right now what's gonna happen.
I feel nothing but optimism, and I feel really good about what's going to happen. Like I know we don't know much,
Sure,
but I just have a good feeling. I really do. And
one team.
and I hope that I can when things start to get back together, and hopefully if we are a host city, I'll hope to give you guys like the best kind of inside look
That'd be
possible.
Pictures, lots of pictures.
he can't do lots of pictures.
Okay, we'll just
I
pretend.
can do a few.
Well, just in
How
our
about
private
hooking up with
group.
chicks, since how we can get a round trip flight for like $29 right
Woo!
now.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, Allegiant's actually paying people to take those flights.
Yeah, we'll come down and watch some games, man. Hook us up.
Yeah, exactly. So, I feel like we're gonna be good.
Yeah.
We're gonna be okay. I have genuinely feel good about that. So, before we start to wrap up, though, I do want to add one last note. Gary Bettman is going to make an address to the media today
Okay.
at 4:30. I don't know what time zone that is, but I imagine
Eastern.
East.
It's all
East,
based in
but-
New York.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's 1:30 our time.
Okay.
So I'd say that'd be an important one to watch.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
unfortunately, by the time this episode goes live, that will have already happened. So hopefully you watched it and you found out what was going on. So
I'm mostly interested in the live people.
Yes.
Logan brought it up earlier, and I saw the tweet before we started. So
cool.
definitely.
Yeah, my
something to-
guess Tuesday after the holiday weekend, press conference, probably some significant news.
Yep.
If I had to expect
Absolutely.
One way or the other. So, all right, fellas.
NHL is streaming Bettman discussing the 2014 format on their website at 4:30 Eastern today. Yeah, okay, that's what it is.
So he's
Sorry.
going over all the details and all that sort of stuff. So, all right, boys, lady,
Peace out.
my lady, appreciate you guys taking some time today. Kyle, I know you got a busy one, so go do what you got to do. Anything you want to plug real quick?
I'm not going to plug it today. Actually, you know what I'm going to plug? I just kind of like launched my YouTube, and I got some old hockey videos going up. I think the only one that's live right now is a practice at the outdoor rink that I played at in Germany. So
Right on.
it's pretty cool. It looks rough. There's not a lot going on. It's kind of boring, probably, I think, anyway. But it's one of my favorite rinks in the world, and I miss it dearly. So I think if you just look up Hudson Stein on YouTube, you should be able to find it.
Nice. Go do it. D-Man?
Nothing, man. Buried puck. Buy some t-shirts.
Yes, please.
Yes, because that's sad.
Like that one. to support local hockey.
Oh yeah,
That one.
dude.
That one.
Real quick, we went out yesterday to a local home goods store, and like how many was it? 2 or 3 people called out. I was wearing that shirt. She had the Tri-City Hockey Club shirt on, and they were like, "Oh, cool, we love your shirts." I'm like, "Sweet, why don't you go buy some, you little pricks?" No, but anyway,
Telling you, man, I was thinking about it this morning too. I was like, man, he really. Once things gets going, he's got to get that pop-up shop going.
Oh yeah, we
actually put a whole marketing plan for that.
We've been talking a
Sucks.
lot. So,
Do you have cards?
what do you mean, like business cards?
You should have business cards. Just say buriedpuck.com.
Yeah, we
and whenever somebody
we
says,
literally have a whole like marketing
Yeah.
plan to
Yeah.
do these pop-up
He
shops.
says, "Hey, I love that shirt, man." You just hand them a card and say, "There you go buy
for
one."
sure.
I know. We actually want to make it a business card with a sticker. So,
With like a 10% off code or something.
yep,
you
there
know?
you go. There you go. All right. Well, before we lose Kyle to his next job, just want to say love you guys, everybody. Peace out. And on a 3 and a 2 and a 1, Ferda.
And that's what I appreciate about you.
Same signs, don't lose your lessons in the virtual grapevine. We'll hack your account. I'm cutting your break lines. You're too busy tweeting and you can't straight
So
try.
if you feeling faded dizzy, take a step in the back. And if you running out of bounds and charge your battery pack, I know you don't want to flood the block, but you should probably relax.
This is the EBM toll booth. You don't get it easy. Wait a minute. Now wait a second. Now wait an hour. What? I got the power. Now wait a minute. Now wait a second. Now wait an hour. What? I got the power. Now wait a minute. Now wait a second. Now wait an hour. I got the power. Now wait a minute. Now wait a second. Now wait an hour. I got the power. Slow down, baby. Slow down, baby. Slow down, baby. Slow down.
Hard on the mic, keep it smooth and rhymes. You will read about rock through in the New York Times. And what I'm good to go since I played my part. You wanna hate on me? Get up, we'll talk about. Your hands on your hips, draw me right back to you. You catch that buzz, give it right back to you. You're in so deep, I'm breathing for you. Take a break, take a break.
Drive sober or get pulled over. Click, 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 get a ticket. EVM, always ready. We are the epicbeard man. We will never fear them. We are the epicbeard man. We will never fear them. We are the epicbeard man.